Hello, gorgeous. Hello, hello, hello. Al-Naj from the realm of the Unapologetic Women, here with a very short life today. And it came about after waking up this morning with this pure knowing of the key to infinite possibility. And I'm speaking of infinite possibility today, not infinite potential, purposefully and intentionally. So if you are new to my world, hey, 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 please let me know in the comments who you are and where you are dialing in from. It's always just such a divine privilege to meet incredible women from all over the world, whether in this live moment or if you are catching the replay, then let me know as well in the replay comments. I'll always come back and have a look at who has been interacting with me. Because the purpose of this space is not information. I really desire to have conversations with women with the intention of upgrading our consciousness and for all of us to be inspired, uplifted, and self-empowered through the ideas that I get to share with you. And of course, if you already know me, say hi. Hello, friend, because at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. It's about us just continuously connecting and calibrating to a higher level of consciousness for all of us. So where do I even start this conversation? Because I don't want to go into my normal long discussions, or I'll attempt not to anyway. But I think it always has to start with the remembrance of who and what we are. Who and what we are. We are born into this 3D realm and taught that for the most part, what you see is what you get. And that we have to prove ourselves as worthy through extraordinary hardship and suffering and hard work as to deserving of joy, happiness, fulfillment, and satisfaction. And we're not making any of it wrong because it is part of the consciousness evolution and it's part of what we all signed up for as we came into these bodies. But it's time for more people to remember that we are consciousness, God's source, the universal source energy, God, whatever language works for you. Don't let my language be the trigger that has you lean away, move away, and not receive the deeper message. So, whatever that word is that works for you, we are the consciousness, evolving, eternal consciousness through our human experiences, individually and collectively. When we understand that, we remember that our purpose is not, and I know that this is going to trigger a lot of people, but our purpose is not to save anybody else or to do something that nobody else has ever done because that will make us special. We are special, we are worthy, and we are already whole. By living, we are already fulfilling our purpose because our greatest purpose is the evolution of consciousness. And so by being in this body, you are already fulfilling your purpose. So chillax, enjoy the journey because we don't know how long it is. But when we remember that we are in fact source consciousness, evolving source consciousness through this human life experience, we tap into the understanding that infinite possibility is in our DNA. In every human being's DNA is infinite possibility. Anything and everything is possible for you and through you. Just let that drop in for you. This is why I'm not using potential, but I'm using the word possibility. Anything and everything is possible for you and through you. So then what's the key to unlocking this for ourselves? Why do we see that some people are living extraordinary lives and it just seems that everything is possible for them because they make so much come to life in this life experience? They, what matters to them becomes physical matter, and it seems like for a large part it's just easy for them. It just flows for them. And then other people just seem to be stuck in struggle and frustration. Well, there's various layers to this. And the first layer I really found useful for myself was understanding the difference between fear consciousness and divine love consciousness, and compassionately understanding that we are all born into a time of collective fear consciousness, which is why people are operating from this for the most part. So even when they are creating epic shit, they need enemies. They're coming from a space of fear and having to prove themselves and overcoming things in order for them to be deserving of the success. So yes, they have all this amazing stuff, but there's a dissonance within them of achieving all of this and still a lack of fulfillment and satisfaction. So, my first thing for you would be to maybe delve a little bit deeper into fear consciousness versus divine love consciousness. And if that's something that you want to have a conversation about, then I'm happy to have a consultation with you to see where you are finding yourself and to see where we can unlock that for you. It's part of the work that I do with my clients. But once you've understood this dimension of there is fear consciousness, and on a higher frequency, there is divine consciousness, and there's a ton of frequencies in between, and you can identify where you are finding yourself, then what we start understanding is that the probability of your success, as defined uniquely by you, not a copy of what society is telling you success should look like. But that probability of your success comes down to choice. We've all been given free will. And I know so many people argue this point with me and they go, no, I don't have freedom of choice in this. I have to do what the rules say. Well, obeying the rules is also a choice. But nobody can take away your free will and your free choice. That is universally ordained to all of us. But that choice starts with the level of consciousness on which you choose to vibrate and operate from. And I will be transparent in saying that my best achievements as a high achiever was created on the frequency of fear. I'll show them. Nobody can tell me what I can and cannot do. I will overcome everything. No pain, no gain. Load it on, baby. All of that is fear. But you know what? I had an amazing time. I became an Ironman athlete. I did the Sky Run. I built businesses that did 6 figures within less than a year. I moved countries and continents in the most amazing ways. So don't downplay the realm of fear. And if that is where you choose to still play, then embrace that, darling. It's your choice. It's your free will. But whatever level you are finding yourself on, it defines the probability of your success as found in the DNA of your infinite possibility. So we choose where we're operating from. And the first thing you have to do is to make peace with where you are right now, because until you make peace with where you are, until you're okay with where you're at, it won't change. Your set point won't change. But when you make peace with where you are finding yourself, the resistance gets softened, it gets released. There is a surrendering that happens for you. And then you get to expansively choose where in consciousness you want to find yourself next. What is it that you want to evolve into consciously as the human, because the being already operates there? So as we release and surrender and consciously choose, that's the first choice that matters. Then every other choice that we make in life is simply a reflection of the level of consciousness that we are choosing in this moment. Whether you're choosing it consciously or unconsciously is your choice as well. Because if you are watching this or any other of my videos, you will know by now that you are an extraordinary being having a human experience, which is why there are no victims in this world. We are all one consciousness, operating as humans on different levels, but always evolving our individual and our collective consciousness. So if you're watching this, if you're listening to my words, then you already know this. You are already self-empowered with choice. When I start understanding that infinite possibility is in our DNA and probability comes down to choice, every choice matters. From choosing what time I rise and not saying we all have to rise at the same time. Oh my God, I used to do that as well. I was part of the 5 a.m. club and convinced by the experts that this is what successful people did. But honey, we all have a unique internal clock at which we operate at our best. So for me, it happens to be 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. It doesn't matter. That happens to be my best rhythm, but maybe it's not your best rhythm. Like, you get to feel into what serves you best. When is your best time to choose to awaken, to get up, and what you choose to do with your day? Choosing to hydrate or not hydrate, choosing what you eat, choosing how you move your body, choosing how you show up in this world, choosing the thoughts that you are thinking. And yes, sometimes there are habitual patterns of thoughts that are not necessarily of our highest and greatest intentions. And then we get to become conscious of those and choose whether we are going to continue indulging in those or change them. And whether you choose to make that hard or easy is also a choice, because it's just a belief. Somebody keeps telling people that it's hard to change. Somebody keeps telling people that it's hard to evolve. And so people believe this and they make that their experience. But what if it didn't have to be true for you? Then how would you choose to evolve? How would you choose to grow? How would you choose to experience personal growth, development, and evolution? Because I choose to let it be fun and easy and full of shenanigans and a sense of humor and laughter and tears. All of that, I get to embrace all of that as part of my experience. But I did make the decision some time ago that I am not going to let it be hard anymore. Because for me, I might as well go for a fanny wax if that is the experience that I want. We don't need pain for gain, darling. Pain is just pain. Pain is just feedback. But oh my God, you receive so much more gain from pleasure. And you get to receive the pleasure for the sake of the pleasure. Wouldn't you want to grow more intentionally if it was fun and easy? Because it's just a freaking game that we get to play in this life experience with this meat suit that we are wearing. So, my invitation to you today is to receive this upgrade in consciousness, that you have the DNA of infinite possibility. Anything and everything is possible for you and through you. The probability of your success comes down to your choice. Comes down to your choice. And the choice in everything matters, because our choices is an expression of who we choose to be, not what we choose to do. Our choices are an expression of who we choose to be, not what we choose to do. I am going to stop there for today because, as we know, I could just go on for hours and hours. I have two invitations for you today. The one I've already made. If you are a woman, a visionary woman, a woman who desire to experience deep fulfillment, satisfaction, and live your most extraordinary life, and you want to potentially partner with me in experiencing and mastering the feminine art of self-leadership, which really is complementary to the masculine art of personal development and coaching, then I invite you to book a consultation and let's have that conversation. Let's see where you're finding yourself, what it is that's really in your heart, and if and how we can partner together in calibrating to the greatness that's already within you. So that's the one offer that I have for you. The other is the soiree. Now, this is a space specifically for my entrepreneurial ladies or professional women. Those of us who are using our businesses as an expression, part of the expression of our empires being our lives and everything in that, as far as the eye can see, my daughter. And you're craving for a space of deep connection. So this is not a networking space per se, although we all network with each other because we all want to make introductions, valuable introductions to the women that we love. But this really is a space of deep connection and sisterhood. Not kumbaya sisterhood either. I don't do that. But sisterhood in its purest form, in terms of we are family. We look out for each other. We cry together. We laugh together. We dance together at every meeting. So if that's something that's of interest to you, if you've been looking for a space like that, then have a look in the description and book in as our guest. So you get to have one guest experience, because have a look and see all these people who are asking you to just sign up, commit, make the investment, and you have no idea what you're really signing up for. Because at the end of the day, majority of websites are full of photoshopped images. All the images of the soiree ladies are real members, real women on the website. And I want you to experience them for who they truly are in this space before choosing whether this is the space for you to join or not. So come as our guest, have a look if it's an experience that you enjoy as much as we do, understanding as well, no two calls are the same. The only similarity is we dance. Other than that, I meet the members where they're at and we let the meeting go wherever the meeting needs to go in order for us to have the richest conversations and the most delicious experience at the end of the day. So that is down in the description as well, if that's something that's of interest to you. All right, with that, my darling, who are you choosing to be today? And will you delve into your infinite possibilities? After all, this is how we get to live our legacies unleashed, unlimited, and unapologetic. Have an amazing day further. Cheers.